Hello again, it's April here, and today I have a sketchbook tour, which is super exciting. This sketchbook has taken me 8.5 months to complete, so I'm very happy to finish it. Quickly, go over stickers. Got Scrollbooks. This is Bun, Catnip, and mine. Yay! So this is the Moleskine Art Plus sketchbook. So it's my 12th sketchbook that I've started in, I guess, the last couple of years. Started it on the 1st of February, and I finished it 8.5 months later. And I had titled it Prompt Madness and Other Pursuits because I was going to use it primarily for my Prompt Madness videos, if you've seen those. But I kind of veered off very rapidly. First thing is just a little stick-in that I did from Scrollbox, which was growing up. And now we begin the real sketchbook. So I started off with Prompt Madness, as I mentioned. This is some little cameras, some vintage cameras. These are pretty fun to do. Oh, also, just to mention, there's some kind of weird pages in here. So I definitely did a lot of strange experimentation, using a lot of like weird paints and patterns. And this one, the reason why it's so weird is because I made one of the eyeballs bigger than the other. And then I kept trying to make the eyeballs the same size, and they got bigger and bigger and bigger until she looks like one of those animals. What are they? They're like the little, I'll put a picture on screen. And then we have Gustav Klimt here, which was in one of my videos. This was like the first one I did and I didn't like it, so I just kind of coloured it in and left it like that. Another very strange experiment. I did lots of like things where I used up lots of paint and just kind of like splattered it on or put it on, and then I would draw over it. So there's quite a lot of that in there. This was just a random doodle, using up some gold paints, just testing things out. And then this is when I started to do a Skillshare thing, I think, with Alicia, the watercolorist sketchbook. But this is actually when I realised the sketchbook isn't very good for watercolour, and I wasn't having lots of fun with it, so I kind of stopped after that. I still continue, this is part of the course too. So I still use a little bit of watercolour in here, but I definitely switched to gouache. I've been in love with acrylic gouache since I got them, which was on this page, it seems. So this was my first acrylic gouache little painting. And it's basically like 90% of this book is acrylic gouache. This is a little statue in Barcelona that I really loved. Another random image. So it's kind of funny because I've been trying to draw faces from just my head, and they kind of all have this weird style. I've started doing like this nose, no lower eyelids, but it has changed since the beginning of the sketchbook, so hopefully you'll see that. This is the Gustav Klimt sketch that I did for reels. Yeah, I like this one, but I actually quite like the other one that I did that I messed up. These are really fun. I have 3 of these in my sketchbook, and these are really fun spreads, kind of like a master study on an artist. And then you might see here at the top of the page it says Prompt Madness Star Signs. There's quite a lot of pages in here that I have covered up where I start a Prompt Madness and then I realise I don't actually want to do that. Sometimes I think working with prompts for me is not like the most fun in the world. I actually don't really enjoy it that much. Some more cool faces using up some paint. I really love this one because of the glasses. The lips are a bit strange. And this one, I don't know if any old school people here watch Coronation Street in the UK, but she reminds me of Deirdre from Coronation Street, if anyone knows that. Another Prompt Madness, this one was flamingos and gold and black ink. That was really a fun page to do. I never used gold ink, but oh, it's so shiny. This was a little colour study that I did for a painting that I did out of this sketchbook. And another little face. This one's quite a little cute one, I think. Okay, so I did some dogs in this sketchbook. I think this is my least favourite page of dogs. This is the Shih Tzu, and they are quite hard to draw. This one was pretty fun, but when they aren't all dressed up like this, I don't know, something about them, their little faces, I kind of make them look more scary than cute. But they're fun little dogs. Also, the blue here wasn't the best colour to draw over. Practicing dogs. This was a little sketch from a Draw This in Your Style challenge I did. The only Draw This in Your Style challenge that I did. I really liked that one. And then this is like a misprint. I was just practicing printing from these colour comps. So you may have seen this one before. It's like a little spring flowers. You can probably tell that. Oh, I was obsessed with blue-footed boobies. These are blue-footed boobies, these birds, and I was obsessed with them when I found out. I didn't know they existed, but man, I have a lot of blue-footed boobies. I think I have another page later on. Another master study of Bertha Marceau. This was really fun to do. I love her paintings. If you want to check her out, she is amazing at painting. She's an impressionist. And yeah, she was really fun to draw. She's quite a serious looking lady, but quite a handsome lady. And these were some little colour comps for my plants that I drew. I'll pop all the videos below that are featured in the sketchbook so you can check them out if you like. And another use up all the leftover paint and draw over it page. I love these pages because it's not so much the drawing, it's kind of like how you can take something and reinvent it. So this here was just like a big blob of yellow and then like some stripes, and you draw over it and it doesn't look like it's meant to be there, but it all fits together, and I just really loved using up paint and doing this kind of stuff. It's kind of experimental. Here's my blue-footed boobies again. I like these a lot better. I drew these a few months apart, so you can kind of tell the difference in quality. I think these ones look like they're a lot more stylized and a lot more cute and rounder. So I was really happy with these. Another prompt madness, this was ghosts. This was a random little sketch I drew of myself, I think. I really don't like this at all, but I left it in here for when I was trying to do a meet the artist. But yeah, I don't like this at all. And this giraffe I do like, so that's good. That's at least half the page that I like. This was using up some old paint, and sometimes I kind of like drew something on this page and then I was like, just leave that there. Negative space, right? That's always good. I really love the effect of the pencils on the paint though. I think that's one of the reasons why I like using up the old paint, because there's such a nice texture to draw on. And then this here is kind of a little illustration that I did when I was trying to think of a scene from my head. It was a little chef kind of like going crazy in the kitchen, and the kitchen's a mess, and I really did not like this sketch at all. Didn't turn out how I wanted it to. And this is when I started thinking about doing art courses, which is when I started doing online courses at SVS Learn. So a lot of this sketchbook, the reason why it took so long is because from this point on, I'm kind of doing lots of classes and doing lots of different exercises in different sketchbooks. This was all done outside. Me and my friend had a little picnic by the river. I drew some herons from real life. This is a log, a tree, a soy sauce packet, and my friend's foot. That was pretty fun. Random made up faces. I really love this one here. I don't know why. She's just, what? She's so confused. This is a bit strange one. I was looking at references from the late 1990s, early 2000s, and I came across this image of Avril Lavigne, and it reminded me how much I loved Avril Lavigne when I was younger, so I just had to draw her. It was pretty fun. She's pretty sassy. This is when I was testing out the Caran d'Ache water-soluble pencils, crayons, and I did this little sketch here. They were quite fun. I haven't used them since, but they're not really my thing, but I just kind of wanted to try them out. I really like this page, how it turned out. So I used up some oil paint again, and then I did these little portraits using the Derwent graphic line painters. And I used these colours so much that I've actually run out of them, but you can see kind of like how it picks the light up. It's quite nice, like the matte and the glossiness together. So yeah, they were really fun. I like her. She's my favourite. And then these are the sketches for the week of outfit of the days. So I did all of these outfit of the days for every day of the week and continuing on. I didn't really like them because the faces are all different. I found them quite hard to keep the character consistency. So I ended up redoing them in Procreate, which came out a lot better. I don't know if that's cheating. Probably is. This was the day when I decided to try modern art, and I don't think I'll be going into modern art in the future as a career, but it was fun. This one's quite fun. This one here with this splatter is a bit weird, but I've been following a lot of like I don't know if you'd call them modern abstract artists on Instagram. I really love, they look so simple, but it's super hard. Now, I must warn you, if you have a sensitive disposition or have young children around, look away for the next page. What is that? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I kind of love it. It's scary, but colourful, you know? It's like a demon with a sensitive soul. This was a bit of a weird one, but I just like put all these different colours on. You can see underneath of all the different colours of the paint. And then I was like, what am I going to do with this? So I drew this very strange girl. I remember I was having a pretty bad day. I had a cold this day, so I was off work and I was feeling really bad. And I drew this and I remember thinking, wow, she looks how I feel. So this was my cold personified. Then we have some Gouache Roses. You may have seen these before if you watched my roses video. But yeah, I love these yellow ones. They're pretty cool. And then I tried to practice some little bunnies. Bunnies are very difficult to draw, it seems. Now, not all of these bunnies on this page are mine. So every bunny on this page I drew or I came up with, like this one and this one. This one here I drew from reference, but then all of these bunnies around I copied from Pinterest. So none of these are my idea. I just wanted to kind of look at how other people stylize bunnies. And normally I wouldn't show this online, like if I just copy someone, but if you just go on Pinterest and look up cartoon bunnies, you'll find all of these. So that is what I did for that one. And this page I think is my favorite page in the sketchbook. It's another I'm Feeling Lucky. And I did like these waterfalls. I did a gouache painting to begin with. They came out absolutely terrible. And I kind of pulled it back from the brink and I really loved it. So this is definitely my favorite page in the sketchbook. And now we are back to dogs. So this one was the greyhounds. So I did some little greyhound tests. And I like this greyhound. I definitely love how sharp all the angles are. This one was really fun to do. This is a cat that I drew from life while I was at my friend's house. The cat's nickname is Balls. So it's like a Siamese cat, I think. It's a really beautiful cat. But I just sketched it while I was like sleeping. This is another very similar style to an earlier page. I think I did this as a video. Yeah, I really love this one. She's definitely my favourite. And again, the glossiness with the matte is so pretty. This one was a very strange character. I actually really love how her face turned out, and I can kind of see how I'm evolving the style a little bit from the start. I messed up her eye here. Again, I made it the wrong size, so I ended up just colouring it in black, and she kind of looks like a robot, which I enjoy. And the little quote here says, "Always bring your own sunshine," because she has a big sun behind her. And then I use the same colour again. This colour is amazing. It's from Paper Artsy. It's like an acrylic paint. It's called Stone, and I love it for backgrounds. It's so nice. This is Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda, and I absolutely love the quote, "Today is a gift." That is why it's called the present. There's like a big quote, but that's the gist of it. So yeah, that was pretty fun. That's really fun to do, actually. I've never drawn a cartoon character or another character from a movie. Oh, actually, I drew Ursula once. That didn't turn out very well. And now we move on to Pugs. Oh my god, Pugs are like my favourite dog in the entire world, but we can't have them because my boyfriend is deathly allergic to dogs, and apparently these dogs are the worst for allergies. So we're going to get a hyperallergenic dog, but in my heart, it will be a pug. This is my favourite one, where he's standing up. So cute. And if you've seen any of my other sketchbooks, you probably noticed this. I do this in every sketchbook. If I don't know what to do, or I'm bored, or I'm just wanting it to, just a little like easy thing to do, and it's hairstyle. So I kind of put down a blob of paint. In this case, I think it was Posca pens, and then I go on the internet and look at hairstyles. So this one I was trying to do children's hairstyles because I'm trying to get into kind of children's book illustration a little bit in the future, hopefully. So I think they all turned out pretty well, apart from this one here, who looks like an old lady. But I think that was kind of like the face. You have to kind of make them look childlike, which can be difficult sometimes. This was a little Skillshare course I took. I'll pop it on screen. I can't remember what it is now, but it was a folk art, and It was very tedious. I didn't really enjoy it very much. The course itself was excellent, but the style itself, like, it's just not for me. It's just too intricate, and I'm like messy, as you've seen. This was kind of like a draw this again. I think this was one of my last videos I did. I messed it up here. In the video I didn't change it, but this blue pattern was meant to be down here, so I tried to cover it up and it didn't really work, so I just left it. But it was pretty cool. It was like a little Spanish house that I drew. I quite like it. Now this here was meant to be Lana Del Rey, and it doesn't really look like her at all, but I do like how it turned out. I did it in, I think I did it in inks, actually, my muted inks, but it didn't really turn out very well. Like, it doesn't look like her, but I still like it. Some more random faces over old paint. This was after drawing Lana Del Rey. I actually thought, I haven't drawn people for a while, and have I forgotten how to draw them? So I thought I'd do some practices, and you can kind of see I'd started a little bit off with these, but I do get a little bit more kind of better, and then I forget how to draw them again. So I kind of went round in a circle. This page is a page of guinea fowls. I don't know why I drew this actually. I just kind of felt like it. I used some black ink and then I went over Posca pens to do all the little dots. But then I decided to outline it with black ink, and kind of, I don't really like it anymore. Black ink. I don't really like outlining things in black ink. It kind of makes it look harsh. I used to really be into it, but now I'm like, coloured pencil for the win, you know? I drew some grizzly bears because I am thinking of using a grizzly bear for Inktober. I know Inktober is only a couple of weeks away, so I started planning, and I'm gonna feature a bear as a feature, I guess. So I drew these, very colourful, quite fun. Bears are hard to draw. Look at this face. What's going on there? And badgers. I don't know why I drew badgers, but I just felt like it. Badgers also hard to draw, it turns out, but this one, I really like this one, and this one here, so not all bad. This one's pretty cute too, but yeah, their little faces from the front are quite hard. I also really love this page. I did it late at night one night. I was getting to the end of the sketchbook, as you can see, and it's that page that kind of like doesn't really fit, like it doesn't really belong, but I decided to draw some little faces, so I used reference for these, and I thought I'd try and really heavily stylize them. So I did this one, and she kind of looks like a really tired Disney princess, like really tired. But I love the style, so I just kept going, and I think this one's my favourite. Here, this one's a bit weird. And then I think we're on the last page. So the last page is this one, which is kind of like a lady, summertime lady with summertime flowers in her hair, and she was featured in my last video, which was last page, first page, where I did the last page in this sketchbook and the first page in the next sketchbook. So I'll leave that link below as well. But that is all for my sketchbook. So just give you a quick, just to remember everything. So we're now moving on to the new sketchbook, which I'll just show everyone real quick. This is the Moleskine mixed media sketchbook, and it's really cool. It's got these cool little things on. I bought it ages ago and I haven't used it because it's so pretty, but it's the mixed media one, and yeah, hopefully it'll take me a little bit less than 8 months. So that's all for today's sketchbook tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.